My name is Sehar Ryan, Director of Outreach and Court Liaison for Recovery Unplugged. Today I have here sitting with me Eric Vidal. Hi, Eric.
Hey, how you doing?
So my first question to you is, can you give a little bit background of your story and how you got to Recovery Unplugged?
Yeah, I was in active addiction, running amok, and my family worried, and to the point where they had Marchman acted me. I was there meeting a family member, and out of nowhere, police officers asked me, "Hello, are you Eric Vidal?" And without hesitation, I turned around and started to run.
Right.
Because I don't want anybody to stop me. I don't want anything to get involved. Plus, I had no idea why they were approaching me. But before I could turn around, I was grabbed by the shoulder. I was put into handcuffs, and while he was doing this, he was telling me I wasn't under arrest. Little did I know that it was for their protection and my own.
So the courts intervened to help you
Yes.
get these services.
100%.
Was that done for you in the past?
Yeah, I was Marchman acted a first time. This was the second one.
Any other legal issues that you faced in the past?
I was arrested at 12 my first time. The first time I smoked, I was 12. So I think my judgment might have been off at that young of an age. I had a best friend that passed away a couple months before. And but I've been getting arrested from 12 to my last arrest was last year. I was 30 years old.
Were you ever offered treatment in any of these arrests?
So I was offered treatment, and I took it. And I heard of Recovery Unplugged and how they use music therapy to allow clients to heal and to express themselves. And I love to write. I love to write poems and music and spoken word and things like that. And so I felt like this would be the best fit for me.
How did your legal issues impact the way that you view treatment?
Due to behaviors that I had showed and participated in during active addiction, I was paying consequences for something I felt like I had no control over. So I saw treatment as an opportunity to break this cycle and not have to spend my life in prison over mistakes I've made because I have a disease of addiction.
And in what ways did Recovery Unplugged's treatment during this time help you in the long run?
I love the way Recovery Unplugged, even just the way that they approached me on my first day. It was, there's no time to waste, but at the same time, they wanted me to be comfortable. Every day I was in the location in Lake Worth, the residence, and the setting there is very comfortable, and the group's rooms allowed me to be very vulnerable. They didn't judge me for crying. They didn't judge me for the things that I had going on, which some of us go through some stuff.
So essentially you were grateful that your family went through the Marchman Act to get this help, because this was kind of like the courts overseeing it. You had to do it to satisfy the courts, but you almost felt like, oh God, I need to surrender. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, and thank God, like the Marchman Act plucked me out of my personal environment, and it put me in an area where I had no bad company, and I just had help and time to heal.
So when did the thought process change for you, going to treatment and actually surrendering?
Back when I was in treatment, 2015, 16, I was going through the motions. I just was waiting for all of it to be over. This time around, I see a change. But it's all due to the fact that I put the work in.
What are your thoughts on the concept treatment versus incarceration?
Before this time around, treatment was always just an opportunity to not have to be arrested or not have to stay in jail. And but to be honest now, I see like incarceration serves its purpose in the beginning. It just halted, just stopped completely whatever I was doing. It took me out of there. And it put me, behind bars, which isn't a very nice place to be. I think it's a trick question, though, to be honest, because I've been arrested and in treatment a lot. And this is my 8th treatment facility. The second time I'm coming up on a year. And it's really the first time I felt like I've surrendered. But I believe that it's taken this long, and the journey that I've been on, because if I didn't go to these last treatment centers, if the court system didn't allow me to, then where would I be now? Because all those other times they introduced 12-step programs and and a disease rather than like a moral deficiency. Well, when I was arrested in 2015, I'm Jewish. I tell them I want to see the rabbi. And I went to this a rehabilitation jail in South Miami, and it took 3 weeks to see the rabbi, let alone see a therapist or see a drug counselor, have a meeting, So the way it's run in jails is not efficient for good people that suffer with the disease of addiction, because then you're stuck.
Thank you, Eric, so much for sitting with us today and shedding some light on your experience with this topic. And I know you got vulnerable today, so it means a lot to me that you're here, and I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you again for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for listening again, and stay tuned for our next episode. I'm excited to continue to do these videos and interviews. For more information, please visit our website at recoveryunplugged.com. If you or a loved one is struggling, you can reach out to me directly at 954-270-7344.